At least I'm not an elitist snob.
Ouch.
The first season of Wednesday totally took Netflix by storm. With Jenna Ortega in the lead and Tim Burton steering the ship, the show reimagined the classic Wednesday Addams character in a way that immediately clicked with the audiences. Set in Nevermore Academy, basically Hogwarts for supernatural misfits, Season 1 followed Wednesday as she tried to adapt to her spooky new school while solving a murder mystery tied to her parents' past. It was a fun mix of teen drama, supernatural suspense, and that classic Addams Family vibe, just with a darker, more modern twist. Because it was such a massive hit right out the gate, Netflix didn't waste any time locking in Season 2. And let's be honest, with the cliffhangers, creepy stalkers, and monsters left lurking in the shadows, they had to come back for more. The final season didn't just tell a full story, it opened up a whole new, creepy cool universe that fans couldn't stop talking about, and memeing and dancing to thanks to that viral dance scene. So of course, the streamer was eager to keep the momentum going while the iron was still sizzling. Although production got held up for a bit due to the Hollywood strikes, filming for Season 2 kicked off in May 2024 and wrapped up by December, so now it's all about waiting for the official release date, which is still under wraps. Most fans are guessing it'll drop sometime in 2025, possibly in the fall or winter, just like the first season did. That kind of spooky season timing just fits the show's whole aesthetic. And since it'll be 3 years since the first season premiered, anticipation is definitely building. In the meantime, Netflix is dropping little breadcrumbs to keep everyone hyped. The latest teaser is a quick 5-second clip shared on X, formerly Twitter, showing Willow Hill Psychiatric Hospital and a pretty tense moment where Wednesday walks in on Tyler, who, surprise, is chained to the wall. It ends before we get any real answers, but that's the point. It's a vibe setter, and it's definitely got fans dissecting every frame of clues and Easter eggs. So it's confirmed for Season 2. First off, Jenna Ortega is back as Wednesday. No shock there, she's in the show, but she's not the only familiar face returning. The rest of the Addams family is expected to show up more prominently this time around. That includes Morticia, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Gomez, Luis Guzmán, Pugsley, Isaac Ordonez, and Uncle Fester, Fred Armisen. And guess what? We're finally getting Grandma Addams 2, played by Joanna Lumley. That's a fun little treat for longtime fans. But the casting news doesn't stop there. Season 2 is bringing in a bunch of new faces, and some of them are pretty unexpected. Steve Buscemi is stepping into the role of Barry Dort, and there's speculation he might be filling the shoes left by Principal Weems. Tandy Way Newton is playing Dr. Fairburn, Billy Piper joins as a character named Capri, and other additions include Christopher Lloyd, Haley Joel Osment, Heather Matarazzo, Evie Templeton, Owen Painter, Noah Taylor, Francis O'Connor, and Juna Suotamo. Their roles are still under wraps for now, which makes it even more exciting. And in a move no one saw coming, Lady Gaga has also been cast in an undisclosed role. Whether she's making a cameo or taking on a major part, she's sure to bring something wild and wonderful to the table. Of course, the returning cast isn't just limited to the Addams clan. Enid, Emma Myers, Bianca, Joy Sunday, Tyler, Hunter Doohan, Eugene, Musa Mustafa, and a few others are all expected back. Each of them had their own arcs brewing in Season 1, and it looks like things are only going to get more intense, especially since Season 2 is being described as even more supernatural. So expect more monsters, more dark magic, and maybe even some more deadly secrets bubbling up to the surface. When we last saw Wednesday, she was heading home for the summer, but she didn't exactly get to relax. She started getting creepy texts that proved someone was watching her every move. The stalker sent her photos of her and Tyler at the coffee shop and Xavier handing her a new phone. So clearly, whoever this is, they've got serious eyes on her, and it's personal. This sets the stage for a new villain in Season 2, one who might know Wednesday is better than she realizes. It's also a hint that Joseph Crackstone's anti-outcast plan might not be completely dead just yet. Then there's Tyler, who might still be a hide. In the Season 1 finale, we saw him chained up in an armored truck, but he started to transform again right before the screen cut to black. So he's definitely not out of the picture, and he might be thirsting for revenge. Whether that means he'll go full villain or something more complicated is still a mystery, but it adds another juicy layer of tension. And let's not forget Xavier. There was some light romantic teasing between him and Wednesday in the first season, and fans are wondering if that will actually go anywhere this time. Jenna Ortega has mentioned that season 2 is going to lean harder into the horror and supernatural side of things, so while there might be some romance, don't expect it to be the main focus. Wednesday's still Wednesday, love isn't exactly her favorite subject. Something that makes the show stand out from other Addams Family projects is how it flips the script on how we view the family. In earlier versions, the Addamses were clearly the weirdest people in any room, but at Nevermore Academy, surrounded by vampires, werewolves, and all sorts of strange creatures, they suddenly don't seem that unusual. In fact, Wednesday kind of fits in her own brooding, sarcastic way, of course. That shift in perspective actually makes the character dynamics a lot more interesting because she's not just an oddball anymore, she's an oddball in a sea of oddballs. That idea helps expand the Addams Family world in a really fun way. By making Wednesday the center of the story and placing her in this larger supernatural universe, the show opens up so many possibilities. It's not just about the Addams Family being spooky for laughs anymore, it's about building a dark fantasy world where eccentricity actually feels grounded. And for longtime fans, that's a refreshing twist. What's kind of funny is that this all started almost a century ago. The Addams Family originally came from a series of comic strips by Charles Addams in The New Yorker way back in 1938. Then came the iconic 60s TV show and of course the 90s movies that a lot of people grew up loving. But Wednesday isn't the first time we've seen the franchise go in a more darker, more modern direction. And with Wednesday herself as the leading lady. She's not a background character or comic relief anymore, she's the full package. Sharp, brooding, a little terrifying, and totally fascinating. And even though we don't have a full trailer yet for season 2, Netflix did release a teaser where Wednesday says, "I've been hunted, haunted, and mimicked millions of times across the internet. It's been pure torture, thank you." It's classic Wednesday, dark, deadpan, and slightly meta, and it's just enough to keep fans buzzing until the real trailer drops. So to sum it all up, Wednesday Season 2 is shaping up to be even more intense, more supernatural, and possibly even weirder than the first season in the best way possible. With a bunch of new characters, a mysterious new threat, and a deeper dive into the twisted world of Nevermore Academy, it looks like the show isn't slowing down anytime soon. And if all goes well, this could be the beginning of a much longer run for Netflix's creepiest, kookiest teen heroine. And that's all we know about the upcoming season. Thanks for watching, and if something new comes out, then you'll know it. We will keep you updated till then. Be in the loop and give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. We will appreciate that much more, and we'll see you in the next one.